Spring practice has officially started under Coach Hugh Freeze, and he's already made some interesting comments, and the one I want to focus on today is what he's told us about Auburn football's spring game, which is going to happen the day before Easter this year in April. And so what he spoke about, and I think this article comes from 24/7, but what he really spoke about is the format completely changing compared to what we're used to in the past. In the past, we've seen a two-team format. It's more or less like the starting offense versus the second team defense on one side, and then the second team offense versus the starting defense. So it's kind of lopsided, but it's always been a little odd. But his suggestion is a little more strange, but I love it, and let me explain why. He is suggesting doing something where it is truly offense versus defense. So we're not looking at orange versus blue or Auburn versus Tigers or anything like that we've seen in the past. This is looking at a true offense versus defense game. And what he's suggesting is that the coaches on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball are going to agree upon an amount of points that the defense will start with. So, for example, in the example he gave, he said, you could start with the defense with 24 points at the start of the game. And so the goal of the defense is to keep the offense under 24 points. So they start out with 24. They've got to keep the offense under 24. And the defensive coaches can put out whoever they want on the field. Offensive coaches can put out whoever they want. And it's going to be a true matchup of the starters. And I don't think we'll just see the starters, but I do like the thought of this being a more competitive matchup. While, yes, it's a spring game, it's a practice game, and we don't want to, injure our own players or anything like that. The one thing he alluded to that's always bothered me in the past is that the A-Day game, the spring game, it always kind of gives you a false sense of hope. And the reason it gives you a false sense of hope is you're typically watching your best players, your starting players, play against the backups. No matter how you look at it, that's what ends up happening in one form or another. And he's talking about, I want to see the best guys against the best guys. Let's see what we truly have out there. Let's see what our offense is truly made of. Let's see if our defense can actually stack up against our starting offensive guys, because that might give us a truer picture, a more realistic picture of how our team is doing. He even mentioned that last year we really didn't get to see our true team even more because we were so plagued by injuries. So he's hoping that when they get to the spring game, when they go through this month and a half, I think it's about 40 days until the A-Day game, when they get there, he's hoping they will have a lot fewer injuries than what they had last year. This is already, in my opinion, just what he's spoken about so far is already so much more interesting than the A-Day game we saw last year. I'm hoping to go down for this one, and I'm excited about a lot of stuff we're already seeing, but the format for this game I'm hoping will be a lot more interesting than what we've seen in the past, and it sounds like that's what he wants. He doesn't want to just run up the score for the fans. He wants it to be a true contest. And I think when we boil it down and we really look at things, I think that's what we want too. We want to see how our team actually performs. We want to see the good, but we also want to have a realistic picture, because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of getting artificially hyped up for something that doesn't happen. And I think this year we're going to get a true picture of our team, where they are and where we should be going into the fall. All around, I'm much more excited about this season. I know I just talked about not being falsely hyped up, but I feel like we're heading in a better direction. And it could be a 2 to 3 year process, but I already think we're heading in the right direction. Thank you guys for watching this one. I'm excited about the spring practice, the spring game, and I will see you in the next video.